my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on, tune in, hear what I say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above. And if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world, watch what grows. And when I'm through, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
Hey guys, it's Shoshie from Shoshie's Minis, and it is Friday and we have all kinds of crazy things going on today. I'm really excited. If you didn't already see on my Facebook and on my Twitter and on my Instagram and on my YouTube, I think that might be it. And here now and on Discord, I'm doing a massive giveaway because I got 15,000 followers on Facebook. It's so awesome. And so I'm doing this like massive thank you. We talked about this. And so I'm got the entry thing is live. I'm going to paste it in the chat so that you can enter. If you're not watching this live and it's still time within the time frame, because it's only 6 days. You only get 6 days to enter. So, because I have to go to Kansas City for a week to help take care of a friend. And so, yay, I'm glad you got your first entry in Amberden. I want to say hi to Amberden, Steve Emmy, Texas, Keziah, Zazabai, I love that name. You Will Never Know, Lamunis, there's Keziah again, Razar BR, Sneaky Tiny Small. Wow, there's a lot of you here. Good, it's Friday. Photo Maker, You Will Never Know. All right, we had a whole bunch of people just follow, which Warpainter just followed. Thank you so much, Warpainter. I hope that you get a credit for the entry, because everybody who follows via my Gleam competition will get an entry into the competition. So there might be a lot of follows today because of that, which is awesome. So we've got, let me show you what we're painting today. A couple things going on. So you might have watched me on Wednesday. I got in 2 sets of the new Scale75 colors, and I demoed them on my Wednesday night show, and I really like them. They're really compatible with my Scale75 other sets. They will go through an airbrush. If you remember right, yeah, my friend in Kansas is good. I mean, but she'll be even better once I'm there to help take care of her, so. But you might remember that I did a horse back. If you look at my Instagram and you find the horse, and the moon is mad love. Thank you so much for subscribing for 14 minutes months in a row. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Let's give some hype to Lamunas. Hype. There we go. Oh, I'm spelling hype wrong again. I need like a hype command, like a button on my Stream Deck. But anyway, what I was going to say was, if you go to my Instagram and you find the horse that I painted back in Julio Cabos' workshop, that was done with these paints, and they went through an airbrush, which is another thing that is really kind of cool about them. Hello, hello, Geeky Girl Games. Awesome. All right, let's look first of all at the mini that we're going to be painting. I have here a Kingdom, oh, big hat hair, holy cow. Cat hair on the mini already. This is a Kingdom Death male architect, and here's the art card for him. You can see there's not a lot of colors on this one. So the thing about these Scale75 paints is they're really, really saturated. So I'm going to actually see, because we're going to have to mix in order to get a lot of these colors, which I think it'll be fine. It'll be really interesting to find out if we can mix the ivories, if we can mix grays. There's cool grays and warm grays on this mini, and you can be able to see that. We'll also do some skin tones. Yeah. Living with 5 cats life. Yes, exactly. Singing life pick. Actually, we only have 2 now, but somehow the cat hairs managed to come down here. Hey, you're cursing the fact that you were too busy to go to the Scale75 European painting class with Mike Blank. Oh my gosh, that would have been so awesome. Mike Blank is a legend. It's not a Shoshie mini if it doesn't have a cat hair. Raseka, thank you so much for the follow. Mad love, let's give some hype. We might not be able to hype every single new follower today because it's just going to be lots of, hopefully lots. All right, but we'll do the ones we can. All right, I'm just checking really quick to make sure there's no more junk and little, oh, I see another cat hair. Hang on. Sometimes I get a large brush. Let's see if I can get that cat hair off. It's right in between his legs too. There, got it. Get all the little pieces and, oh, uh-oh. Guess we're gonna have to use some Bondic already. A little bit of, yeah, that definitely needs to be glued back on. So each one of these little, I don't even know what these are, like little key, you know, ring things had to be glued on. Let's see, where's my super glue? Yes, hello Maharoon, how are you? Are you streaming later today, Maha? Because I could possibly host you if you are. Bondic is life. So this, we're gonna do super glue first, and then if that fails, we're gonna add some Bondic. All right, I'm not sure if that's gonna work. Lay Crasher, 3 months in a row subscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Lay Crasher. Hang on one second. I just super glued myself. All right, I'm gonna take this. The end of this is actually Bondic, so I'm gonna clip that off. We're gonna put this on here. And I might have to try the super glue one more time here. And then what I'll do is put some Insta-Set on the other side of it. Proto Maker has been designated the rank of Shoshie husband, superior troll. That is funny. Did you remember that was your rank, Proto Maker? He's my favorite troll, all right. All right, just putting a little bit of Insta-Set on that. And then hopefully we'll be able to glue it right on and then reinforce it with a little Bondic. Make sure I'm over the right, okay. It's sort of hanging on for dear life. Let's try this. Now this is Bondic. If you've not seen this yet on my channel, it is life. Okay. That's not working. It's sort of hanging on from the Bondic. There, now I can do it. I'm holding it on. Come on. It's when your Bondic runs out because you use it so much. Let's see if I got another tube somewhere. Let's use the industrial Bondic. That'll work. And of course, last but not least, yes. There we go. And of course, it's not coming out. What? Not my day. There. All right. I'm just going to brush away a little bit of that with some brush, and then we can cure it with the light pen here. Bondic is life. All right, now hopefully I won't snap that off. And we can glue the other side just for good measure. Whoa. So it's a liquid plastic that cures with UV light in about 4 seconds, and I love it. Yeah. All right, there we go. That's good. We're done. Done with the Bondic. This is the industrial grade. For some reason, it wasn't coming out of the tube. There we go. All right, we're ready to paint. So let's look at the card. He's got a lot of ivories on him. I'm going to try out some of the new Scale75 paints. I've got the skin tone set and the basics, and as we demonstrated on Wednesday, which you can go back and watch my VOD for Wednesday, basic set is good, but you will need like some inks or maybe some other Scale75 colors to really flesh out your secondary colors. Got the primaries, it's got a nice burnt sienna umber color, which is great. There we go, burnt sienna umber. We've got black and white. We're gonna need that today. Nom paints, okay. You love that stuff. I know, Bloody Nine, it's so awesome. All right, so here we go. Put white down. I'm using a wet palette because artist acrylics, they're expensive and you want them to last as long as possible, so why not use a wet palette? Plus, RVR, 15 months in a row. Thank you for subscribing. You're so awesome, 15 months subscriber. Dungeons and Divers, how are you? This is Art Black. I did get confirmation from Scale75. I asked them in their Kickstarter page if they were going to come out with a safety sheet, and they said they will. They're going to publish that soon, and they confirmed that none of their paints are dangerous. So there's no cadmiums or anything. And I do know that it is possible to make like artificial cadmiums. So that's really good to know. All right, and then let's do a little bit of this brown. I think I might need to make an ivory with this brown. You backed the early bird. I did too. Well, I did not in the first 5 minutes, but in the first hour I did. I love this color. Put a little bit of that on there. We don't need a lot of that because we're going to use the brown to pigment our little ivory. So we're going to use, let's see, let me look at this art card one more time. Where did I put it? So we've got definitely ivories, grays. We've got sort of a desaturated red. This is sort of a warm gray in the hair. skin tone color and yellow and ochre. And ochre is easily made with a little black and a little yellow, or a little brown and a little yellow. Then he's got some brown on his boots and in his top there. Yeah. I was a terrible influencer. You mean I was a good influencer? Very fancy. Would I class them as heavy body? I would say, let me show you how they go, because I don't think they're heavy body. They're not like anything I've used before. So I don't know. I'm gonna put a little bit of this Golden Flesh on my palette. Hold on, let me get my palette back out. They're heavy body with a matte finish, but they feel different than heavy body acrylics. Does that make sense? Like, they don't have that gel, like plastic consistency that I feel like heavy body acrylics have. They're really light and they glaze out really well. You back the 12 pack. Hey Groovy, how's it going? All right, there's that. And then let's use a little bit of this one. I'm getting it all over my hands. I went all in and I got the whole box set and everything, just because I don't know if they're gonna ever have that again, and I really like having a little fancy artist box for my paints, because I'm an art nerd. That's just it, I'm an art nerd. And so, I'm an art nerd before I'm even a nerd. Okay, so the difference between the burnt skin and the burnt sienna brown is this is a little bit more red in it, and this is just a smidge darker. So this is interesting. I like these paints, Pascal. I really like them. Then I need a little verde. I'm gonna do that on his hair and his skin. Actually, that gray in his hair has a little bit of Meg Paints Minis. 8 months in a row. Thank you for subscribing. Oh my gosh, you guys are so great. Yeah, who doesn't want a pretty box for the pretty paints? Exactly. All right, so I think I need the red. Let's see, this is crimson. Gabal, thank you for subscribing. You're a brand new subscriber, aren't you? We really appreciate that. Let's give some hype. That's so great. So let's see, there's a primary red and there's a crimson. And I know that in the Kickstarter, they also have a whole box of reds. Okay. See how this looks. Sorry if you covered this before, but some people have said they both dry fast, but not on the wet palette. And there's more working time with these than the regular scale. So they dry a little tiny bit slower. Okay, that's a huge difference in color. Look at the crimson versus the red. One is very, very orange, and this one is way more red. Like almost, it's interesting because you'd think that the primary red would be more like this one, and the crimson would have even more blue in it. But that's all right. Every paint is different. All right, so let's get started. I've got some brand new Redgrass Games brushes I have never opened. We are sponsored by Scale75, and we are sponsored by Redgrass Games. So I'm very excited to have such great sponsors. Oh, there we go. The last time I got the big brush, it split on me, and this one looks like it is good to go. We'll be painting with that. How are you, Nixton Minis? All right. I kind of got my setup here. I need the little brush, actually. This is the little one. Redgrass Games only makes 2 brushes, a detail brush and a main brush. And for this tiny bitty face, I'm just going to be using my detail brush and a cat hair. And a cat hair on the mini. Okay, I'm going to start with a little bit of this green color and a little bit of the brown base to make my olive, because you guys know I love to start with the olive skin tone. Glasses are off. When glasses are off, that means that you need to do @Shoshie's Minis to get my attention on the screen. So like, for instance, Nixie Minis has good evening @Shoshie's Minis, and Takarov says hello to you and everyone else in chat. Yes. All right, so let's see how well these work. And I do have a little bit of drying retarder somewhere. I'll have to find that. So I like to have a nice green base. I feel like it gives me a more realistic skin tone. This is the same green base that I use in my classes. Kind of hard to see around his gun. All right, let's see. Can you guys see that okay? That's good for me. Little green fingers. Goes on like a dream. I'm telling you, like, it's not splitting or anything. I mixed it with just a smidge of the brown. Aw, thank you so much. Miss Half Damage, thank you for that cheer. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to see these paints in action as well, Mighty Quan. See if I can get in here. Oh, he's coming off his base. Old Nerd, thank you for the subscription. Wow, just a brand new subscriber. Let's give some hype to Old Nerd. Frankenwash says, Shoshie, how's the thickness of the paint? Well, okay, so look. The paint is like very creamy, but look how it thins out. Let's see if I can show you. It thins out, glazes out really well, and there is no separation. I mean, that is a beautiful, beautiful glaze, but you can paint it on real nice and thick as well. Did I throw away my thing yesterday? I did. So it's like the consistency of, I don't know, like melted butter. It has the consistency of, not melted, but like, you know, when you leave your butter in the cupboard for a day, that's what I would say. Yeah, you need to get some, Pascal. You're the glaze man. I like that. Okay, let me go back to my demonstrating. It's like butter. Yeah, it is like butter. There we go. You know, I'm not the kind of person that will just hype something just because they're sponsoring me. If you watch my first video, I'm kind of like, all right, let's see what this is like. And I'm, you know, demonstrating it right in front of you guys. All right, that looks really good. And I can see with the zenithal priming I've done, it's standing out really nice. All right, it does have a decent dry time. Like it's still drying a little bit. So I'm gonna go paint something else while I'm waiting for that to dry. Let's see, let's go into my grays. So let's mix a gray. This gray underneath here looks like a cool, or maybe a warm gray actually, almost a Kugelfong. Thank you so much for this following me, Kugelfong Studios. Welcome to class. Remember to put @Shoshie's Minis if you want to get my attention easily. Will I ever do a video on how to do my sketching? My mini is well prepared. There is a priming video of the Elzbieta vampire bust that you can check out. That's probably the best way to show you. Dragonheart, thank you for following. Welcome. They said they formulated, yeah, I think they do blend really well. All right, so we're ready for that gray I'm talking about. Let's see. There's a little tiny bit of, there's a blue in this gray, but there's just, this gray is actually kind of a neutral warm. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of white and a little tiny bit of black. Dragonheart, there you are. Thank you so much. All right, that's too dark. We can already tell that's too dark. That's almost the right color right there. Okay, so let's hold this up to the card and see. Pretty dang close. All right, so that's a very, very neutral gray, and we can go ahead and put that in here just for testing that out. It has great coverage. Look at it, just covered up my zenithal. That's okay. I don't mind. Good. I mean, that's fast. Like I said, these are formulated to be able to use in the airbrush. You have to thin them a little bit. I believe that Scale75 has a thinner that you can use with this. So this is with no dilution, just the dilution that is on my wet palette. So there's almost no water mixed, and that's covering really quickly. Am I currently accepting commissions? I am, and you just need to message me. The best place to message me is on Facebook, but if you don't have Facebook, you can message me on Twitch or any of my other social medias that you follow me on. I know there's a lot of people that don't use Facebook, but that's my main one. So yeah, get a hold of me. All right, see, make sure to get all of that in there. Looks really nice. Nice and neutral gray. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and put some of the gray on the back of his little tunic there, and then we can highlight that with Ivory later. All right, that was easy. I'm gonna let that dry, and now we can go back to his face. Would I suggest the whole range or less? So it kind of depends on what you plan to use it for. You just pledge for the 12 color set. I think that if you have the Inkintensity or any set of inks already, that will be a nice complement to the 12 set, because you can, here, hold on one second, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get I think I still have my paper. Maybe not. I think I might have thrown it away. Darn. Well, I had a mixing paper that I used yesterday. You can go back and watch my other video and see how I mixed the secondaries. They're not quite as intense, because secondaries are always a what do you call it? A desaturation, right? Because you're Aw, Saratu, thank you for subscribing for the first time. Thank you so much. Mad love. Let's give some hype. Yeah, so once you start desaturating, you need to get like an ink or something to pump up. Like for the purple, you might add a little bit of the Inktense blue to your red and your because this blue, let me show you what this blue is. It's like a cerulean blue. Cold Moon Rising, wow, thank you so much. Mad love, I really, really, really appreciate all the subs, guys. I hope that's getting you entries into see, that's a cerulean blue, and it's already desaturated. I think they were trying to go for kind of like a cyan, which it's pretty close. And you can still mix really good greens with this. And the purple is not so great though, because you need a more cold red, and both of these reds are pretty warm, especially the primary red is warm. So once you add a drop of the blue, it pumps it back up. Yeah, you're right, exactly, not maha. All right, let's paint some face. Let's see, I'm going to add a little bit of this brown and a little bit of this. Start off with a more masculine brownish face color. There we go. So, been sub for 11 months, but you lost your streak, back down to 2. You know what, Cold Moon? You see that little heart by your name? You didn't lose your streak in the channel. So you still got your little gold icon. And I really appreciate, if you have to take a break, that's totally fine. Oops, sorry guys. All right, so now I'm just hitting these highlights a little bit. I'm letting the green be my shadow color. Well, that's great. I love that. Okay, let's see. This has a little bit darker tone. I'm going to put this around the hairline. This is the brown, one of the browns. It's the sepia umber. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna leave this side of his face a little bit in the dark, just because he is kind of shadowing it with his gun. Get the chin there. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna check chat, see what you guys are saying. All right, Pascal, thank you so much. You didn't see the heart had gone from silver to gold? Yeah, see, you didn't lose your place. Here's his face. How's that looking so far? Let's do just a smidge of my crimson. Oh, that's a little heavy. Gosh, red is very strong, so you gotta go easy with it. Just a little bit right here on his cheekbone. A little bit on the end of his nose, make him look alive on his lip. And on his chin. It's not bad. Let's do a little highlight here. I'm gonna get his ear. So it's letting me, I had not painted with these paints on a tiny mini yet. This is the first small mini that I've done. The other mini that I painted was this guy. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Aw, thank you so much for following, and on DN. How are you? So this, by the way, this guy is gross, so fair warning. He's gonna induce a gut reaction on you guys. He's a nurgly guy. As you can see, I painted all of this part with my regular Scale 75s, but this arm right here, I don't know if you can see, this arm, it matches almost perfect, is done with almost all of the new colors. And you really, I can't really tell a difference. They mixed really well. We call him Boily McBoily Pants. Yeah, see, look, he's really gross. Look at the bottom. Yuck, gross. So it was funny because Creature Caster is the sculptor, or is the company that belongs to, and they said he was thoroughly disgusting, and they're very happy with the results. Yeah, that's really funny. I need a paper towel. There we go. Very realistically gross. I agree. All right, I need some more pop on his face. I'm gonna take a little bit of this. This is the golden skin. I don't know what this is gonna do. Oh yeah, that's a nice pop. Put that right under his eye. A little bit under his lip here. Okay, I'm really pretty impressed with these so far. Got a nice nice glazing. Let's do the little fingers. I think I need the lighter skin up here. There we go. You know who this reminds me of, seeing lockpick? Who does that remind you of, this character? Looks a lot like a singing lockpick, doesn't he? With the gun. And maybe if he had a bow or a knife, that'd be even better. Yeah, I love this. We'll make him have blonde hair. We'll Shoshify him. That's the term I use when I kind of do my own thing. All right, that's settled then. We're gonna Shoshify him. All right. Gonna say trade for the gun for daggers and he'd be Willy Pants. Yeah. Shoshify. All right, let's do hair. I see there's a little bit of, okay, we're good. So in order to do like a blonde, I need a little bit of yellow, and I'm gonna make an ochre. And we're gonna try to highlight up into, okay, so this is how I'm gonna make, where's my good brush? There we go. We're gonna make a blonde. We're gonna start with the brown, add some yellow, maybe a little bit of black. Ooh, that's really dark, more yellow. That's green. A little bit of white. I'm attempting to make an ochre. So maybe a smidge of red. There's a tan brown. That's very close to ochre. Let's add more yellow and a little bit of more white. There we go. There's our ochre. Lovely. And we can add a little bit more yellow up here. Hugo Brady. Hugo Bro 80, or I don't know how you want me to say it. I love it. There we go. See, we're making kind of like a transition here. Yes, you went through that recently trying to find a good ochre without mixing in a mixture paint line. Yeah. Mighty Quan, wow, thank you so much for the subscription. We really appreciate that. For those of you guys who are just new to subscribing to me, really, your subscriptions go into my giveaways. They go into shipping. They go into helping the stream, you know, improve. And it's a huge help. I'm going up here into this. This is my blonde. There we go. Dr. Schemes, thank you for following. Welcome to class. Yes, I am having a great day. It's exciting. Today is all kinds of trying new things and having my cool giveaway. Nicholas, thank you for subscribing. 2-month streak. Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start with this brown as my base. Let's see, especially up under here where I've got the darks already established with my zenithal lighting. Sorry if I'm moving around a bunch. There we go. I think a tiny bit of flow improver would help me with these a little bit better. Okay, just putting the brown underneath all the shadowed bits. And especially like at the edges. Oops, too much. Edges of his hairline. There we go. He has anime hair. I love him. Just touch up the forehead that I... Wow, I just love the coverage. They're so opaque. So if you mess up, you can fix it quick. All right, and here's our first highlight. This is the ochre. He's already looking very blonde. You always like the helmeted head better. Yeah, I put it on the base. I did, because I felt like, you know, he's got to take off the helmet so that he can, you know, aim the gun real well. But I do like it. I didn't want to leave it off completely. I found a cat hair on his head. Somebody told me, and I cannot remember the name of the painter, forgive me, but told me to paint hair like cloth. Like you're gonna paint it in chunks. So you're gonna paint it and then highlight it as if it's cloth. So that's why some of this is, there we go. It looks pretty good. Let's do some more light highlights now. Ooh. Hey, User Matt, thank you for following. Welcome to class. We're painting a architect from Kingdom Death. And so far, I'm really enjoying these paints. What do you guys think so far? All right. We've got good energy in this room. I'm gonna get all the tips of his hair. With this lighter color. He really feels anime-esque. And now this is the final, oop, I see some that I missed. Final highlight's gonna be the lightest pastel yellow here, and then I'll have a little bit of white left. Feels pretty good, huh? Like that. Now I can add a little yellow to his face to bring up the highlights. Remember, glasses are off, so if you want to get my attention, do @Shoshie's Minis. A little darker now. Sagnet, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Thank you so much. Now I'm just kind of hitting those last little bits of highlight. He definitely has anime hair, anime helmet hair. Lots of followers because we have a giveaway going. I'm going to post it again in chat. If you are already following me, you can instantly qualify. Let's see. There we go. And feel free to share that with anybody. That's why we've got so many followers right now. Yes, it's a huge giveaway. If you click the link, you can go through. There's going to be 5 prize packages that I'm giving away because I just hit 15,000 Facebook followers, and I wanted to do a kind of a thank you to everybody who follows me. You don't have to follow me on Facebook to enter. which is really nice because not everybody uses Facebook. All right. Just trying to get in here and get the rest of these little highlights that make him look real. I think now we need a little smidge of white, just a smidge close to his frame, the hairline. That makes him look even more blonde. Now I want to paint the other side of his face a little bit. Let me know if you want to get my attention. Remember to just put at Shoshie's Minis. Easier for me to see the screen. So you can see they're drying at a good pace, but not too fast. There we go. I'm avoiding painting his eyes because they're so tiny. But I think I'm going to put a little bit of skin tone in here, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of, just a little bit of white in there. And instead of having, because he's so small, he doesn't really need much more than a dark color for his eyes. He's looking off to the side, so we'll do that. Oh, that's perfect. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks really good where I'm sitting here. See if you can see him looking to the side. Not very well. Hey, Flickster, how's it going? And sign in with Twitch. Yes, you can. And then enter all the options, not including Facebook. Exactly. Yeah, sign in with anything else that you're already following me on. Yes, good. I'm glad you found that. Thank you so much. So I want to give a little bit of a thank you to Flick. He is the one that introduced me to this Gleam application that we're doing the giveaway with. I don't know. I think, well, we kind of talked about it about the same time. All right, I'm trying to do these eyebrows. They're itty bitty. Try not to let my brush dry in advance. I don't like the other eye. It looks weird. I think it needs to be maybe bigger or smaller. That's okay. If I need to, I can fix it. That's better. Whew, oh my goodness. Yeah. Alrighty, let's see. So he's got a desaturated brown, which I'm going to probably mix over here. And it's got a little bit of black in it, just a smidge. Ooh, see, this paint is so pigmented, you don't need a lot. ... not a lot. There we go, that's a good brown. And his different spots here and his neck. Okay. Thank you for the follow. Blackbird, how are you? Oh, show. Can you see how anime this guy is? I love it. For those of you guys who aren't familiar, with Kingdom Death. The company is very much influenced by anime and manga. And their female figures are very voluptuous. And they've just started making more and more male figures kind of as complements, which I really love. Their Kickstarter came out with a whole bunch of male pinups, and I'm very excited about that. I think it's going to really help change the miniature industry. In a good way. Looks good. Okay. He has quite a bit of brown. I'm surprised. Okay, so this, I think this is some kind of holder for the gun. Oh, it's like a little leather strap he's got. Okay. Lots of follows today. Oprah Smash, thank you so much for the follow. So how would I compare this to Schminke? Let's actually get out a couple Schminke colors, and I'll show you. I'll be right back. They're very different. Okay, I have here, this is Prussian Blue. Well, actually, let's use the magenta. This is Prime Acryl by Schminke. Let's see how it compares. Asaki Sibi, thank you so much for the follow. So right there, the tube is a little bit more, but that comes out a lot thicker, I believe. Hold on, let's see. Find something we can paint on to compare. Okay, we'll paint on the back of this. So this is the Schminke color, and that's the magenta. It's pretty transparent. That particular color is pretty transparent. You can see how you can see the streaks and everything. Let's try the primary. This is the primary red. That is opaque. It's got a little chunk of dried paint. It is very opaque. Look at the coverage. Can you tell the difference? This is Schminke, and look, it's drying very satin. See how shiny it's drying? This is starting to dry. This is not dry yet. All right, let's try this heavy body titanium white Liquitex. Now, I don't know if you can see that, how chunky that came out. Look at the chunkiness of the Liquitex compared to the white. See if you can see that. And it looks to be a little bit more camera white as well. This is the Liquitex white. So it looks like it's not as white, but let's see what this is Liquitex Brilliant Cadmium Yellow. Whoa, see right there, you can see that it's in a plastic tube, and there's a little bit of, so it's a little thicker, you can see that. Let's paint some of this yellow. And I'm guessing this yellow is going to be a little bit transparent as well. Holy cow, but look at that coverage of that yellow. This is the Scale75 yellow. Oh, by the way, look at how matte this dried, and this is the Schminke, very very almost glossy satin. Look at the difference in the finishes. Yep, Flick's a mod here. All my Triptych brothers are mods here. All right, so that's the Schminke, no, sorry, that's the Scale75, and this is the Liquitex. And I'm having trouble already getting coverage because it's transparent. I can see that it's transparent. Can you see the difference? Let's see how it dries. That's one coat. Let's see what 2 coats do. Yep, even Jan. This is Schminke. Second coat. It's very transparent. Okay. This is my second. Here's the second coat of the Scale75. Crazy matte, crazy thick. Okay. Matte versus, see, Liquitex is also satin. It is a nice yellow. It's a really nice yellow. So this is drying still. This is starting to dry. The Liquitex is not as shiny as the Schminke is. Friedakin, thank you so much for following. How are you? Friedakin. Schminke is good for translucent cloth on certain figures. Yes, and that's the thing. I'm not trying to say don't use other paints. I'm just saying, like, these are an alternative to what you might have that's out there. Let's see. Oh, I've got Schminke Black versus my Scale75 Black. Let's see what the difference is. You might want a glossy black for something. It might, you know, do something different. Yeah, when I went to Austria, and I went to the art supply store. It's a German company, I believe. Yep, Germany. Schminke, Otto Hahn Straße. Yeah, so I bought a whole bunch of Schminke colors while I was there. Yes, this is why I'm here, because this is my class. This is the Schminke Black. Such coverage. That's one coat. And look at how flat Schminke Red is. And look at how shiny. That's dry Schminke Magenta, and it's very shiny. Like, I'm holding this under the light, and you don't get any reflections with this. This is the Scale75. There we go. So it's Scale75. Those are the Scale75s. This one is Liquitex. And you can see how transparent it is, and this is Schminke. Schminke? Is that how I say it? Yep, Schminke. And let's do the Schminke Black, and I'll show you the difference. Ooh, do you see that? See what it's doing? Scale75 doesn't do that. And that's because the Schminke are a little more plastic. There's some transparency with that as well. You're getting the Freestyler set. That's good. Yeah, they're from your country. You know, I have to say, the other thing about Scale75 is you can airbrush with them. I don't know if you can airbrush with Schminke. Might be too. Look at how flat black that is drying. I like it. It's a good demo. Very flat. let's just check and see how well this covers. Let's say I want to cover, let's cover the red and see what happens. Oh my gosh, it covers very well. I can see some of the red through it, but not too bad. Let's see what happens when I cover the black. It does change how it looks underneath a little bit. That's normal though. And there's the lighter color going underneath. You can see the difference. That one's a lot more transparent because that luminous yellow underneath helps you guys, huh? The big box is only if you really want to have a nice pretty box. Yeah, you could buy all the paint sets, and even with the shipping you're still spending about $50 less. That's a good point. That's good to know. If people are just trying to save money, skip the box. I want the pretty box because I'm an art nerd. Relic, thank you so much for following. Welcome. We were just doing a little demo of these paints and compared to, don't fall in there. Compared to the Scale75 paints. The heavy body acrylics and the prime acryl are a lot more, what do you call them? Plastic, and a lot more satin. That's to be expected. I've never tried Jo Sonja. Jo Sonja is supposed to be a brand that's very flat, but I've never tried them. They do have enough extras to make it worth it in your opinion, but if you're on a budget, it's definitely all about the 12 set and add-ons. That's good to know. That's really good. Hey, Lucid Dreaming, you can't put links. Can't put links without permission for sure. All right, we're painting this guy. He's looking good. Something's bugging me about his face. I guess he's all right. I want a little bit more yellow in his, I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of this Liquitex. That's one thing I do also like about the Scale75 paints is they do, I need a little bit of orange, just a smidge. They do go well with other paints. So if you have other artist paints, I think they'd be a real good complement. But if you have some of the other colors and other paints, you can use them together. Just a little bit of red, so it kind of pops a little bit. Put that on his cheekbones a little bit. Now he's fancy. He's a little bit too fancy. Let's see if I can change that up a little bit. There we go. Make his forehead a little bit brighter. Good. Oh, it's so hard to get the other side of his face. I should have. This is one model you probably want to sub-assemble a little bit. Bear with me. Gotta have them at a weird angle for a minute. You like the box? If you have the normal Scale75 paints, oh, they're really compatible with the normal Scale75s. In fact, I'm able to like mix. Remember how we talked about how I was able to mix? This is my tube acrylics, and these are my regular Scale75s. They're really, really compatible. You can use them together really well. Too many tabs. That's okay. All right, it's time for ivory. Let's mix an ivory. We've sort of got a yellow ivory going already, but it needs to be a little bit more desaturated than that. Luckily, I've got some dirty water. That should help my Ivory out. There we go. I made it ivory. Let's do a little. Ooh, I was going to grab the right white. Okay. And we can snag a little gray. Make my shadow color. Okay, I'm going to start with this shadow color on him. I'm going to respect the shadows that are already on the zenithal lighting. He's very, very light colored mini. I was curious how these paints would work, you know, because they're so pigmented when you desaturate them out, and I think that they work just fine. Seems like. All right, here I'm going to sketch. Just kind of hit the highlights a little bit, and then I'm going to grab some water and glaze it out a little bit. They do have a nice dry time. Like, it takes a little bit for them to dry, so that means that you can blend them nice. Wet blending is one of Julio's things that he likes to do. And Julio was one of the people that developed these paints, Julio Cabos, and you guys know that I very, very much look up to him. Now we can go and do the second coat and make that a little bit lighter on the highlights. It really blends. I mean, like, you guys know, I'm not good at blending. I'm not good at blending. And my stuff tends to look very painterly, but I'm able to get pretty good blends with this. Let's do a little bit more white. We can highlight those even more. Yeah, it's blending like a dream. And you know, white and ivory, they're not easy colors to paint. More white. And I might actually finish my final highlights with a little Schminke. The Schminke white is a little bit whiter. So that's good to know. And I don't know if they were coming out with more than one white or not. What white was this called? Art White. Okay. What is this song? You tried to Siri to phone. Oh yeah, Lucid Dreaming. This is my custom music that I bought and had a producer make specially for me. So I own the rights to it. So I'm sorry you can't have it for your workout. It's all mine. There we go. Yeah, don't steal. I had it commissioned because you know, YouTube and also YouTube and Twitch don't like it when you use copyrighted music. Like, if you use it in a stream, they'll go back and scrub it out so that everything is muted. Unless, I guess you can use the partnered library, but still. Okay, I'm just gonna highlight, smooth, little gray highlights and see what happens. That second layer. There you go. see if I can blaze this up. Just using water right now to kind of try to, it does glaze nice. Let's try shading down and see what happens. Put a little black in this, a little black in that. And now I'm shading down and seeing what happens here. It's not dark enough. That's better. That looks good. Darker contrast. Now we can go highlight up again. That looks like cloth. Okay, so it needs a little bit more color. This mini is very uncolorful, but that's okay. We can pop the color up a little bit with this brown. You guys know I like my saturated colors. That's another reason why I like these paints. They're very saturated. Ooh, that's too red. That was the wrong brown. All right, let me check chat. Going by. Could I watch? They could watch my VODs? Yes, yes, you can absolutely watch my VODs while you're working out. It's got the same music. You'll have me talking in the background, but you can watch the VODs while you're working out and, you know, get some mini painting lessons in. Hi, Nanala. See if I can move the mini around without obscuring it so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. I am noticing, maybe it's because of my wet palette, but I'm having to hydrate my brush a little bit more, which is why I'm using a little bit bigger brush. And that's probably because of the matte quality of the paints. It wants to soak up the water a lot. All right, so there's a lot of metal on him, I just noticed. That's good. Let's do metallic metals, which is going to be our regular Scale 75 colors. We've got black metal. This will be a nice contrast. Okay. We are going to be playing Kingdom Death again tonight. Not tonight. Sunday we're going to play Kingdom Death. And I think we're on Lantern Year 5. Okay, so then he's got... Uh-oh, I messed up. Okay. He's got this whole part of his armor. There we go. I accidentally made it brown, but that's okay. It'll make a nice base for my metal. Did we stretch? Yeah, we need to. The Discord server's name is Triptych. And yep, there you. Thank you, Luminous. Let's go do a stretch break. Oh my goodness, oh my gosh. So you want to stretch your arms and you want to look far out to kind of help your eyes. You want to strengthen those eye muscles that are looking far away as well, or you'll end up, oh, that feels so nice. Give yourself a little hug. You wonder what the difference between these acrylic paints and the one you find in the arts and crafts stores. I think the difference is these are formulated for miniatures. They have a finer pigment. I think they're formulated flat so that you can control where your highlights and shadows are instead of having, you know, your natural, like see how shiny this is? You can see it's, and this is the flat. This is the Scale75. See the difference? Like I can control my shadows and my highlights a lot better with that one than I can with this. But you might need some shiny black for something, you know? Who knows? Hey, Bill Neary. Do I have a pet in the background? I do. We have 2 geckos. Do you guys want to see them? I know it's like gecko cam time. Let me see some emotes if you want to see my geckos. They're African fat-tailed geckos. They're usually sleeping this time of day, but yeah, it does feel good to stretch. Yeah, let me see some emotes if you want to see the geckos. Peppercorn is my brown African fat-tail, and then Ginger Biscuit is the yeah, Trout Wizard. I love that name, Trout Wizard. Ginger Biscuit is the she's sort of like amelanistic, so she's not exactly albino, but she's very pale. All right, I see some people wanting to see gecko. Okay, let's get the geckos out. We'll take a little gecko break. Ah! And I'll try not to dump my art card in the paint. All right. They've been sleeping. They've been sleeping a lot. All right, this one's probably Ginger Biscuit. Hi, little girl. There she is. She's looking at you guys. She's she's really looking at the camera. That's so cute. Let's put her underneath so you can see her as well. There she is. She's the sweetie of the 2. She's a lot less skittish. Maharoon, thank you for this subscription. So sometimes I'll let them, I don't want to freak them out too much. Sometimes I'll let them crawl like that. Figuracho, thank you so much for the subscription. You're getting a peppercorn emote. Yeah, we hope to be getting one soon. Hype, Ginger Biscuit. All right, so Ginger can go back and I'll show you guys peppercorn. Peppercorn's under the little fogger I've got here because her skin seems to get dried out a little bit more, so she's a little bit damp. There she is. Hold on, let me face her for you guys. There she is. She's a little bit more shy. Flip, flip. People like peppercorn. He's my peppercorn. All right, here's overhead. See, she's a little bit damp, but that's okay. And I don't know why her skin isn't usually like it looks like it's dry on the top, but I mean, maybe she's getting ready to shed. She's getting a nice little fat tail. She wasn't eating there for a while because they were kind of brumating, which means it's kind of like hibernation where they slow down and they don't eat as much, but they've been eating a lot lately, which is great. I'm very happy. Here you go, girl. Put this back on there. There we go. Yep, those are my little girls. They eat crickets. They're very picky. They'll eat like other kinds of insects, but mine only want crickets. Yeah. All right, he's coming along. He's looking very anime, isn't he? Let's do the rest of his armor. Chip, chip, chip. You know what's good though, Ash Kettling, is that the crickets I have, they don't chirp. They're like a different kind of cricket. I don't remember what they're called, but greetings from Australia, Lady Bee Miniatures. Hello. I'm so excited. I'm going to be coming to Australia in April. It's going to be a good time because it won't be too hot. Very, very, very excited. There we go. We're going to be in Brisbane and Canberra and Sydney. Those are our 3 places. My glasses. All right. I like that metal on his. Got stirrups. I gotta check something. Oh, those are supposed to be red. Okay, that's okay. I can repaint them. Thankfully, this Scale75 paint is very, very easy to cover. Let's get the little metal shoes too. All right, give me 1 second. I will look at chat. Ghost Talks. I think that's how I say your name. Welcome. Stupid question, but remember to put at Shoshie's Minis to catch my attention, lucid dreaming. Stupid question, but are these new Scale75 paints can't be used as primers? That's a good question. I would still use a regular primer with them. I wouldn't use them as a primer. You know, I don't know though. Maybe I don't know how well they hold. You know, I haven't tried painting on a straight. Well, we tried painting on this plastic. Hold on, let's see. Let's try something. How well does it scratch? Pretty easily. They all scratch pretty easily. So you probably want a primer. Yeah, they all scratch really easily, so I would go ahead and get a primer with them. That's good to know though, huh? Right, all these little keys at the bottom get to be that lovely silver color. I'm gonna call them keys. I don't know what they are. Little metal doohickeys. What's the difference in paint and primer paint? So there's actually something in primer that has a tooth. So it even can, at some primers will even etch the surface just a little bit of whatever you're spraying it on so that it can stick that much more easily. I don't know if that's the case for miniature primers, but yeah. Primer has an etch it. I was right. Foulproof Falcon Punch Drunk. You helped me out. Thanks. And so yeah, the primer adheres to whatever surface that you're painting on, and that helps you know, it helps the paint adhere. as well. I found a little thing I need to cut off the mini. That's okay, I'll do it later. Okay, and he's got a little band of metal right here on his hands. Glasses are off. Give me 1 second while I check here. Metal, metal, metal. Okay. I'm gonna do his red with the Schminke, and I'm gonna mix it with my Scale75 and a little bit of this peachy color. I think, let me see. Okay, that's red, so we need a little brown also. Ooh, perfect. That's about the right color that I want. And then I can edge line it. Beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. That color is rich. Because of the Schminke and mixed in it, it's a little bit creamier than the plain Scale75, but it's drying matte because of the Scale75, which is what I want. Oh, he's so cool looking. And then these little straps down here. So now that I feel like that needs to be slightly lighter, I'm going to add a little bit of this peach color for a highlight. A little bit more peach color. Maybe could even go even a little bit higher. Yeah, I like that. Thank you so much for the subscription, Sir Broadsword. Wow, brand new subscriber again. Let's give some hype for that. Yeah, he does have a cool color scheme. And thank you for the follow as well. Primer helps the paint adhere to the plastic. Primer has an edgent. Really cool color scheme. Yeah, I like it too. It's very interesting because it's kind of basic, but it's very classy. Take my glasses off again. I'm gonna add just a smidge more Schminke to pop up this magenta color just a little bit. Yeah, that looks nice. I encourage you guys to go check out some of the videos that some of the other artists are doing. I know Craft World Studios is demoing these colors. I know that Elizabeth Beckley Bradford is going to be doing a review on them, and she's going to be painting a Kingdom Death figure as well. So another chance to love on Kingdom Death. You guys know I'm a huge fan. I'm pretty sure she'll end up posting that in the Kingdom Death group, which there's a Facebook group if you don't already know about it. It's called By Lantern's Light. If you want to join, there's a little questionnaire that you have to fill out. Just put Shoshie sent me and you'll get instantly invited. There we go, just a little bit of highlight there. I like that. I'm getting a little over paint there. Like I said, because these are so pigmented, they cover mistakes really quickly. All right, let's do, so you guys have seen, I'm gonna use a little bit of this Nolan gloss for my metals and for my shadows. I don't know how that's gonna work. I've not used this Nolan gloss before, but I'm hoping we'll get some depth. Ooh, too much. Oh yeah, there we go, nice. Pops out the shadows just a little bit better. And then after that, I will go ahead and get my regular silver to catch all my highlights, which will make it look like a really strong contrasting metal. There we go. Good morning, Jimmy. How's it going? How you going, rather, I should say. Do I use an airbrush trout? I do sometimes, mostly just for priming and for basing. You know, I like to hand paint a lot. It's very relaxing for me. So I hand paint a lot. Where do I get Kingdom Death? You can go to kingdomdeath.com and they have sales that are periodic and you can get in on those sales. Oh, priming different colors. Yes, in fact, hold on one second. I will show you Lucid Dreaming that I do prime with different colors sometimes. Hang on one second. So for example, I use Stynal Res for my primer. It's really the only primer that I use. You can see Stynal Res by Badger. Kind of messy. It's how much, like, I get these big bottles from Amazon. Anyway, this one I primed black and then I primed over it with Stynal Res yellow. And this is the same, I had the same base for both of these. You can see the difference between the painted and the unpainted. This is just primed. I started painting some of this with the Monument paints. It's a little less pigmented than these, but really nice coverage on the Monument paints as well. You get the hand painting thing very cathartic. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's paint some more. Victor says, I keep forgetting I have the yellow Stynal Res. Yeah, did you get that in the swag bag? I just tried to use it, you know, because I thought it would make a bigger difference than white. I thought it would be interesting. Let's see, this is my white here, and I'm going to lose a little bit of this ivory that I made. I'm going to edge a little bit. It's kind of cool looking. Really like how that folds look on his pants. They look very soft. What's next? He's got a gold buckle on his belt. And he's got some interesting line work, which looks like gold. I'm gonna try painting it. Let's see if we can do a little freehand, I'm going to start with my brown as my base. Thank you so much for the follow. Wonderfloof. Wonderfloof, thank you so much. What'd I do? Land of the Archmage. Oh, do we get... Aw, did we miss a raid? Hold on. Let me go up here and look. Woo! Key Lime, thank you for the raid. Let's give a shout out to Key Lime Prime. And another thank you to Flixter for reminding me to check the screen. Thank you so much. So, like Lion Knight, or like Neon Light, someone clue me in on her thoughts on the paint. Yes, somebody clue him in. What do I think? I think I like them a lot. So I'm enjoying them. We did this guy, this Nurgle guy, this entire arm is painted with the new paints. And you can't see very much of a difference at all between the regular Scale 75 and the new paints. I was very happy. And then now we're painting this guy with the new paints as well. And look at how much he pops. I just have to stop and thank everybody who just followed. We have Stalker and Doxel, Terrigan, Servus Malice, Wonderfloof, Key Lime Pride. Thank you so much for raiding us. We are trying out the new scale color paints. And I'm also doing a big giveaway, 15,000 followers. So I'm gonna post the link to that giveaway for you guys, because you might wanna enter. If you're already following me, you just have to log in with Twitch and click on whatever you wanna click on to be able to get a ticket. What model was this Nurgle guy? This is, here, let me see if I can, let me move this out of the way so I'm not getting him in the paint. Oh, he's not showing up. Ah. He is the Lord of Virulence from Creature Caster. And we pretty much finished him. I'll be posting him on my social media over the next week, and you'll get to see him. He's so gross. Look at this, so gross. Mr. McBoily Pants is his name. He has gross things that he's cutting up. He's cutting up really gross things. Widgety Grubs if you're from Australia. Snapfire Studio, thank you for the follow. Whoa, they're in a squeeze things. They're in tubes, just like an artist acrylic, because they are an artist acrylic. Klondike Joel, thank you for the follow. Yep, these are the new Kickstarter artist colors, and I'm trying them out, and I'm really enjoying them. I want to show you real quick. This is Schminke. You can see how shiny Schminke is. This is scale color. Look at how flat. This is Scale 75. This is, and then you can see Scale 75 yellow and Liquitex. Actually, Liquitex dried pretty flat. I'm kind of surprised, but it wasn't as. It didn't have as good a coverage. You can kind of still see it's a little bit more transparent, but the scale color covered like a dream. And then we did a scratch test, and they all scratch equally without primer. Lucid Dreaming, thank you for following. Squeeze things, TM. Yes, thank you guys so much. This has been a really exciting stream. You have to head out. You got to get sleep. All right. Thank you so much, Flixter. And guys, Flixter's having a 2-year partnership party. So you should check him out. Give him a follow. Let's give him another shout out before he leaves. And we're going to give Key Lime as well another shout out. Have I tried the Chimera paints? I have not, but I really want to. And I have a feeling that they're going to go really well with these. And one of the things I love about both the Chimera paints and the Scale 75 paints, it's going to get people into mixing colors. We're going to have more people than ever before learning about color theory by using colors together. So I think that you can once you can learn to mix your own colors, you can master a lot of things for sure. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and Did we give our shout outs to Key Lime and Flickster before they left? Please, mods. There we go. Like that. Okay. I'm gonna get my little highlight in here with my fine brush. Oop. I think there could be a little bit more water in my palette right now because I think that would help. That looks good. I like that. Yeah, stuff's drying a little bit on my brush, but that's because we're starting to, my palette's starting to dry under the lights a little bit. If you live in Australia, I think you're going to want to get some, you're definitely going to want to get ice cold water for your palette, and you're also going to want to get some glow improver or some drying retarder. And I'm pretty sure Scale75 is working on making one of those for both of those. There we go. Because Australia can get really dry in the summer. Okay. Yes, thank you for that. Go sleep, Flickster. Mixing colors seems great in theory for saving money, but then you're worried remembering mixes for consistency for future models if you put a model aside. So here's the thing, lucid dreaming. You start to when you get good at mixing colors, like I don't know if you guys noticed, but I can mix just by looking at my reference. Like I can just look at it. I can look at my model and I can mix it by eyeball. Because I've trained my brain. So that's what mixing will do, is it trains you. So some people carry color a little bit better than others. I personally cannot carry numbers at all. I'm a little bit dyscalculate, but I can carry color like anything. Like I can pick out this magenta, I can probably mix it without having any idea, you know, well, magenta is a primer. You can't really mix magenta. Shark Bait, thank you for following. Awesome. There's my silver. I'm going to highlight my metals now that I've got them shaded. But yeah. You reckon 10 to you keep coming back, Flick. Go to bed. So funny. All right, I'm going to get the this sharp highlight right there. And then I'm going to feather it out into the, there we go. Same thing right here. And there's a little edge, because you want to always paint your edges when you're doing metals, even if you're doing metallic metals. Probably especially if you're doing metallic metals. There we go, let's do the toe. And here we go. Scale75 does make an acrylic retarder. It appears on the European site, but not on the US site. They just started. It takes a little while for the American site to get it, but they're going to be having it. I just saw them put out a whatchamacallit, an ad for it recently. They had an ad for it. It's looking cool. So anime. Yeah, that's the thing about acrylics. It is hard to match. That's just how acrylics are. But you can keep a paint diary, and it can help quite a bit. I personally am lazy, and I have been very bad. I don't keep a paint diary, even though I should. There we go. That looks nice. Oh, I forgot he's got some bands around this arm right here as well. So I'm really curious, what are your thoughts of what you've seen so far? Like, what do you think, based on what you've seen? Are you thinking about buying them? Are you think like that it would be cool to see more artwork done with them? I'd like to see, you know, somebody like Roman Lapat work with these. Some of the other, you know, European artists, and get their take on it. Is that gun metal? It's a weird gun. Oh, it's not a gun. It's like a weird saw. It's like a... there it is. It comes out. Paint it all metal. And then get back in there in the shadows with it. It is a very strange weapon indeed. Like a switch saw. Like a switchblade, only a switch saw. Just get it all metally first. Oh good, you got some answers for me. Let's see. Trout Wizard says, do you add much water to your paint aside from the wet palette? If you can see, this is where I am controlling the water that's in my brush. So there's quite a bit of me dipping my paint in the water and then, you know, blotting it so that I can control. And yeah, when I have it on a wet palette, I'll have a blob of water that I drag my paint into to reconstitute it and thin it out and glaze it. I hope that helps answer. Okay, let's do, this whole back needs to be gray. Let's do another coverage of the gray. I just dropped my brush in the paint, but thankfully it's very easy to get out. Okay, we're gonna do this gray, a little bit of this. Perfect. I'm just going to cover that whole thing with this beautiful gray. Lovely. I love it. Oh, it's hard for me to get a non-streaky, beautiful coat like that with some other paints. It's very, very nice. I do want to try the Chimera paints. I'm going to get some as soon as Elizabeth Beckley Bradford has both. So when you catch her review, ask her what she thinks of both of them. Here, let's wet blend. Let's see what happens when I wet blend my white right on top here. Do my ivory rather, sorry. It's getting there. It's a little streaky because it's wet, but hopefully I can avoid chalkiness with the wet blending. Yeah, that's looking cool. You might try them once they hit the US shops. If they're available in dropper bottles, that would be easier to sell. Well, I can tell you they're not gonna be available in dropper bottles, because one of the pluses about artist acrylics is having them in tubes. They will really last long in the tubes. It has to do with the formulation. I'm just trying to wet blend this up into the... There is a nice long drying time on these, I have to say that. Let's see if I can smooth this out with my brush work that I'm not very good at blending. Thank you for the follow. Wait, I'm gonna say this. Azimuthal 23. Welcome to the class. Yeah, I really try to, you know, pay attention to chat and answer questions, and that's why people, you know, that's why people sponsor me and get their products in my hands so I can show it to you guys. I mean, if I didn't like this, I would say so. I would probably say, you know, this is not for me. That's what I usually say when I'm not as into something. But this is for me. Look at, I'm not a blender, and this is nice. They do seem to self-level pretty well. Waiting for that side to dry a little bit in between the layers. One thing I do think, like I said, even if you don't end up getting these, just watching how other people work with them, it's going to help you learn a lot. Because what you learn is that not all paints are the same. It's good to use different paints. It's good to stay open, to get out of your comfort zone, try new things, because the more you're learning, the better you are going to have a chance of, you know, leveling your paint skills, the more you're always learning. Oh, I like that. Okay, keep layering. Thank you for the follow. Danger Gerbil. Oh my gosh, I love that name. El Jordo just started following also. Thank you so much. There's a little bit of just a little bit of brush marks, but I think I can glaze it back. Let's try that gray again back in the shadows. Oh yeah, that looks beautiful. I like to shade up and then, highlight up and shade down. Bones User, thank you for the follow. How thinned? So this is how thin it is. It's very pigmented. So like if I want to thin it out, I can add more water, but this is pretty much, you know, it's pretty opaque even when it's thin. It is awesome coverage. I'm really pretty thrilled with the coverage. I'm just trying to get a more smooth transition. That's just something that's not my forte. I'm not a very good blender. The fact that I'm able to blend it as well as I am with these is nice. So let's try something. I have some, this is drying retarder. This is what they're probably going to be selling. And I know that one of these brush pens, Julio is big on these brush pens. It's 50-50 drying retarder and water. Did I just have another follow and I missed it? Hold on. Nope, good. Okay, so you can put a little bit of this down. That's the drying, this is the drying retarder. And put this on and let it is smooth. Oh, wow, that's much more smooth than, yeah, that's, I need to do that. It's less chalky when you use the drying retarder, and that's just because of the way the paints are formulated. You need, that's nice. So I paint that on, and then I add my white. Let's see if I can thin that out a little bit with that drying retarder in there. Seems like it helps a lot. I'm a big fan of, I didn't used to be a big fan of artist mediums. But now I'm finding them to be really nice. And it's almost like a cheat, you know, like you can get better blends, faster blends with a medium. Look at how nice that is with the drying retarder. Frankenwash. Sorry if you missed it, but what brand is that drying retarder? So my brand is not Scale75. Hold on, I'll grab it out of my thing here. Let's see. There it is. So Julio uses Amsterdam, although I'm sure now he's using Scale75 brand because they started. This is what I use. It's Saks True Flow drying retarder. If you go down below my profile, I have a box of like Amazon, like Shoshie recommends page, and it's got everything in there. It's got the Saks, it's got the Pentel brush pens, everything. This mini is a Kingdom Death architect that we're painting. He's coming out really cool. I'm really happy with him. Probably put him up for sale afterward. If you're interested in having him in your collection and you want to buy him from me, send me a message either through Twitch or through Facebook, however you want to. He's looking really nice though. All right, what's next? This is a little bit of this metal. A little bit of here. Oh yeah, his gun. We had some of it painted already. Bone Fuser just started following. Yep, we got that. Let's see. Unfortunately, you have to go. Okay, you go, bro. Watch the end. Yeah, feel free to come back and watch the VOD. I'll be putting this up on YouTube, and you can share it with your friends if you want to like show it to them. I really appreciate it. And don't forget that giveaway. Let's do the giveaway one more time. Control paste. Let's see. Don't forget this giveaway that we're doing. It's massive. 5 different prize packages are going to be given away. I do autograph my work, and I also give a signed certificate of authenticity, Keziah, so it really does become kind of like a little collector's item. I like that. Let's do a little bit more black on that. Good, good, good. Now see, I wanted to go back to my thing over here where I was working on my blending in it because the drying retarder made such a huge difference. Yep, when you buy something from me or commission me, I give you a special little Shoshie pin, die cut pin, or like a kind of like those Disney pins. You get my business card and you get a little certificate of authenticity and a thank you card from me. I love that. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy with the blending. I'm doing good. You guys don't even understand. My blending skills are rough. Let's do a little bit of the Schminke. Schminke is just a skosh whiter than the Scale75. So it's gonna pop a little bit more on my cloak here. It's also gonna dry a little bit more satin. But I can put some, what is it, anti-shine from, I can put a little anti-shine on it if I want. I believe that Army Painter makes anti-shine. Here it is. This is what I'm talking about, anti-shine. It's good stuff. It really is really effective. That's good, I like that white. Do we have to sign in with Twitch? You can sign in with any kind of social media that you already use. If you use Twitch, will be really easy because you can also sign in with an email. You can sign in with, you know, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Each one of those will give you an extra ticket too. So if you want to verify, you just have to verify with one of those accounts. Pretty much. Normally I don't put the brush on the wet paint because then it will get brush paint. You'll get paint on it and I don't want that. How beautiful. So happy. Oh, the Schminke didn't dry as opaque as I wanted it to. I can go back in with the, ooh, that's right. I can put the Scale75 over the Schminke. It'll be opaque and it'll also dry matte, so it'll cover up the shininess of the Schminke. That's a good idea. Happy, I like that. Okay, let's use this and we're gonna edge. And I feel like I need to get the little pink right here and a little bit of white as well. All right, let's see what's left. So every time you sign in with a different account, you get another ticket. Yep, exactly. You got 2 pins, Steve? Oh, that's right. I forgot you have some. You have 2. That's so funny. That's more than a lot of people have, actually. All right, I'm gonna mix a little bit of this with a little bit of this to make a light brown. And then all his little, he's got a bunch of little pouches on his side. Make sure to get the good coverage in there. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's not brown enough. Does he have a brown? Nope, that's it. Try to get some of the highlights on his armpits. Armpits? We have had a really enjoyable stream, guys. Let's do a little, you know, it's funny because, like, okay, so when I substitute taught, I would tell kids, I'd be like, give yourself a pat. You did a good job. You know, you guys all deserve a pat. I'm really happy that you guys are here. There's a snake in my boot. You need my pen? I think I sent you a pen, Lamunis. So funny. All right, what's next? He's got some yellow, and that will tie in with his hair. Hold on, this does dry pretty quickly on my palette, it looks like. But that's something I think a little drying retarder on the palette can help. Hold on one second. I'm going to mute 1 second so I can cough. There we go. For some reason, oh, there's no pin here. I'm sorry. I will get you a pin, Lamunis. You'll probably win something again sometime. Yo, it's Jess. Oh my gosh, hello. Thank you so much for following. If this is the Jess I think it is, I'm excited to see you here. All right. You wish you could take some time for the start, but it's 4:30. It's a little early. Thank you so much. Mad love for following, Jess. Here we go. Just trying to get the little, there's all these little details. Now, he's got some freehand on his outfit that I want to try to, let me get my small brush and see if I can put it in there. Oh, hello, Jess. Purple heart. The only things you win, you give away. Oh, look at that. Look what I did. I made a mess. The only things you win, you give away. That's true. All right. We're going to do some freehand. This is the fun part here. I'm going to use a dark brown to start to make my lines with. So he's got a double line. Oh, it's so hard. Carefully. So I always start with like a dark line, and then you can always, oh man, my brush split. There we go. Before I go any further, I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. There's my first line. Now before I go any further, I'm gonna clean it up with a little white, a little bit of ivory. Oh, this brush. Let me switch brushes. I'm very picky about my freehanding. Let's see, let's do this one. This is a Velcro brush. It's just got less hairs, and so it doesn't want to split as much. Dean McDemon, welcome to the class. Thank you for following. You never win anything when it comes to these gifts. You'd be surprised. Lucid, because it seems like the kinds of people that win my giveaways are people who almost never win anything. You gave those Bone Sylvanians to Super Sarah, and the brush rack you won on Rainer's Steam you gave to the Bug King. Oh, that's so nice. Oh good, I'm glad that Sarah liked those Bone Sylvanians. So nice of you. I have really great people on my stream. Whoops. All right, I gotta mix my ivory all over again. There we go. So now I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna try to clean up the base. The nice thing about these new paints is that they are ultra matte, or ultra coverage. There, see, we clean that up so fast. And now I can go in there on my yellow gold. Oops, I'm gonna leave the shadows, the dark brown, but then on the highlight of the, you see, like I'll get like a bead of water on my brush. There we go, that's better. Elistrin, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the class. Thank you so much. We're getting a lot of followers today because of our giveaway. Super excited about that. All right. Just having that little edge of brown around my yellow helps the yellow pop out a little bit better. Oof. And now, just gonna do a little bit of white with a little bit of the yellow. So we've been painting straight for 2 hours, and only the parts on my palette that have really been thinned out are dry. So that's good. Oof. I think I'm gonna use some of the Liquitex. It's a little bit bolder of a color. Let me see how that looks. Get that drop of water off there. I almost want to put a gold there instead. There we go. Let's try that. Okay. Highlight, highlight. Teeny. Well, it's just not working. I'm doing something that's making it difficult. There we go. We're gonna edge it. There we go. That's better. That's better. Slightly. I guess I lost my brown edge, so that's why it wasn't showing up in yellow. It's just not going to show up on the ivory there. Lake Crasher, gotta go. All right, thank you so much for coming by. You had all of them except the set you gave away. She wanted them so badly, you couldn't say no. Oh, that's so nice of you. All right, second line, because there's a double line on here. See if I can make it. Ooh, this is hard. Nicholas, thank you so much for hosting me. I really appreciate that. Oh, you know what? We're running over time, just a little bit. Bill Neary says, taking my daughter to a daughter daddy dance. See you later. Yeah, we are over time, so we're gonna go ahead and look for somebody awesome to host. Let's just take a quick look at the mini. Pretty happy. Look at that blending on that. I mean, this is still drying a little bit, but and white is hard to blend. I'm really happy with this. All right, let's do I'm gonna link the giveaway one more time. I'm also gonna link my Mad Love. If you're not a follower, you can use this, this Mad Love to cut and paste to whoever we end up hosting. Here we go. If you do have a subscription and you want to use my emotes, please do. Oh, Rainer just showed up. Hello, Rainer. We're looking for somebody to host. Give me 1 second here. Dum, dum, dum. All right. Okay, Maharoon. We're going to host Maharoon because I told her I would. She is awesome. Oops, let's do that one. There we go. Thank you so much for the subscription, Lone Wolf, Mad Love. Oops, let me get rid of there we go. All right, we're gonna host Maroon. Let's spam Maroon. She's gonna love seeing us in her chat with all of our emotes. Let's see here, Maha. There she is. Did that work? Okay, I should have rated her. Sometimes it acts weird. All right. See you guys on Monday, and we'll be back. I might be painting with some more of these. I might be using the new monument paints, so we'll see. So bye, guys.